Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Emily. Welcome back to EP Life. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Emily, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today we are gonna focus on a quick clean with me, tidy up the house. We've been like in and out throughout the entire weekend. I go back to work on Thursday, so I just wanted to get the house tidied up and back in order. Hopefully, also we're gonna do a quick post-weekend rant. Some things happened over the weekend that aren't major, but just wanted to catch you guys up. And also I'm going to be wrapping some presents. So if you're interested, stay tuned and I'll be back with you guys in a few. The kitchen is done. The kitchen is done. So quick mini rant before we get to the main rant. I have this random hair that won't, I guess it'll stay. My hair is dirty. It needs to be washed. It's going through it and my hair is already going back. We will have story time on that bald spot in the next couple of vlogs. But anyhoozle. So mini rant. We are expecting snow tomorrow. They're saying anywhere between 12 to 17 inches of snow. And my instant thought is, okay, 2020, can you give me anything else? Of course, you're going to give me snow. But fine. So at the last minute, probably negligence on my part, but at the last minute I said, let me go ahead and do a same day delivery with Target. And it's a service I've definitely used before, guys. It's not something that like I've never, used, haven't been exposed to. Definitely have used the service before. And for whatever reason with my Target account, I can't seem to get it fixed. My text notifications for Target go to David's phone. I mean, we had a Target card in the past, a Target debit card. Not sure if that's the reason why, but we don't have them anymore. And the person delivering said that they were in Target shopping at 8:11. They didn't show up till almost 11 o'clock. And I feel my Target location closes at 10 o'clock. I am a 15-minute drive away from Target. Then the shipped person, usually, you have to go downstairs because this is an apartment. And by us, parking is very scarce. People don't want to get tickets. So the person actually came upstairs, which is always a win. But we already, expected, okay, the shopping cart will be ready. We'll just go downstairs, meet the person, get the stuff. The person came upstairs, but it wasn't the person that brought our stuff. In pretty much the person shopping for us was a female, a male came upstairs. So it was just kind of like, okay, they said it was due to the snow. The snow hasn't even started yet. I know it's busy, but just mini rant, like I would have just preferred, like, call me stuck up if you want to, but I just wanted like some better communication on where this person was. And it's just like, they were MIA for a solid 2 hours, and they were MIA for a solid hour and a half. And then that's when they started to tell us that there were certain things that were out of stock. And, I've ordered several things from every aspect of that store with the exception of the baby section. And even then, sometimes I order baby powder. So every section of Target, and the person has come faster. So I really feel like they were kind of like gallivanting with my stuff, but it's okay. We're blessed. We got our stuff. That was the stuff that I was putting away. And then, Nala, of course, Nala wants to go into the fridge. So kitchen is done. We are good to go. I am going to go ahead and do a quick living dining area tidying up because I'm working from home. It seems like I'll be working from home until March. They keep talking about this potential nationwide lockdown, and I'm not sure if my state is going to participate, but we will see. But it seems like right now, until further notice, I am home until March, which is great. David works nights, so he sleeps in the room during the day. The couch is not exactly comfortable for him. I work from the living room, so it's very important to me if the living room is all nice and tidied up and clean. So I'm going to go ahead and just tidy up my work area, get everything ready, wipe some stuff down, and then we will proceed to wrap a present. And then I will continue with my rant. I'll see you guys in a few. Okay guys, so now house is tidied up. Let's try to wrap some presents. Quick disclaimer. My friend over here, my friend over here, Nala, aka my cat daughter, she always finds a way to interrupt when it's time to wrap presents. I don't understand what this glare is. I don't know if it's just me that can see it. I really don't think there's something wrong with my camera. I think it's just my lack of photo skills. Okay, so Nala always finds a way to interrupt present wrapping. Though, if I'm being honest, majority of the presents under the tree are for her. So, yeah, see what we're doing here? See, no, we're not gonna do that. So I try to throw her off with some wrapping paper. So, guys, this print, Walmart, maybe 2016, 2017. My mother gave me the roll when I moved here. That was in summer 2018. I just finished the roll. Go for the cheap wrapping paper, reusable wrapping paper. Well, I mean, all wrapping paper is reusable. Scratch that. But go for the wrapping paper that has the thin cardboard, but the thicker paper, if that makes sense. Because I kid you not, I wrap gifts every year with this wrapping paper. Up until this year, I finally finished the roll. And then I even cut little pieces and folded in half and made my own gift tags because I'm so cheap and I forget to go ahead and buy gift tags. Let's see if I could just, you see the situation here? We're waiting for you. Are you finished? Hello? You want to say hi? Hello. My name is Nala. I love unwrapping presents. I'm the Grinch's sub. And it's time for him to call out. Anyway, Nala is one of the highlights of this rant. So I'm going to go ahead and try to wrap these gifts the best way I can. Let me just take my fat hand and put it down here. Okay, here we go. So, over the weekend, I'm wrapping 2 pajama sets for my mother-in-law. Old Navy had an amazing sale for Black Friday, and I just went ahead and got her 2 things of pajamas because we were going to get her something else, and then she ended up not needing it anymore, so I had no idea what to get her. And who doesn't love pajamas? Old Navy had a pop-in sale, and I got her pretty much 2 pajama sets because, I mean, every time I see her, she's in pajamas. And also, no shade to my mother-in-law, I love her to death, but she's working from home, so she doesn't really get dressed unless it's time to go out. So I feel with quarantine, you could always use more cozy jammy jams. So that's what I got her, and hopefully Nala will move so I can get to the gift boxes. So, mini rant. We did a lot this weekend. this weekend was trying to wrap up Christmas shopping. Pretty much what we did, guys, was we said with, you know, the pandemic and everything going on, you know, we're not going to spoil anybody. We're going to budget for each person, and we're going to go immediate and close family and close friends as possible. So that's essentially what we did. And we went from, I want to say 25, maybe 25 to $60 a person, if that. I mean, mine, I broke the rule because I surprised David with an Xbox Series X, but that is, our anniversary's in January, and then we have his birthday in February and Valentine's Day, so I feel like that's gonna be all combined with Christmas, and I'm probably just get him like little knickknacks. See, the thing with David and I is we buy each other so much stuff throughout the year that it's like every day is Christmas. So, okay, so we go into Manhattan, and we got off and we walked and we went to several stores. I love Nintendo. I love Pokemon, as you can see. So I wanted to go ahead and go into the Nintendo store. So it was basically the Nintendo store and working our way down to several stores. We wanted to hit Nintendo, Barnes & Nobles, Best Buy, Staples, and I think I'm forgetting somewhere. So if you've ever been to New York or live in New York, you know that in order to get to the Nintendo store, you need to pass or enter, depending on which direction you're walking, Rockefeller Center. So, you know, we're trying to, you know, I was born and raised in Manhattan, so I know my in and outs of how to get somewhere and avoid crowds and tourists. Number one, the city did not look like there was a pandemic. There were several people not wearing masks. There were people everywhere. And I know that we have to salvage the holiday spirit and, you know, try to salvage Christmas in New York because it is a big deal in New York. But we did so many things to increase crowds. So I'm kind of not surprised that cases are spiking up in the area because the Rockefeller Center tree was up. All of Avenue of the Americas and Fifth Avenue were decorated for Christmas. And I know that it's some things it's a retail thing. It's not so much, you know, the city. But still, I feel like we could have came to like a common consensus, like, okay, we are not going to decorate. We want to keep everybody away. That wasn't the case. So I did everything I could to keep it together because I'm trying to not be a hermit and get out of the house. So we get to Nintendo and there's a line to get into Nintendo. And I'm like, why is there a line? When you take 7 big jumps, you've pretty much walked the entire store. But the line moved. The line moved, which made me happy. It moved fairly quick. When we got to the front of the line, they said, hey, you know, try to limit your visit to 20 minutes. You know, we're not accepting cash, which I thought was original. This is the first store in the pandemic that I've experienced ever since lockdown, post-lockdown, pre-lockdown that have refused to take cash. So anyway, fast forward. We go and we, you know, do our spending. I picked up like 1 or 2 things at Nintendo. I'm going to do a whole vlog on adult coloring and just sketching in general because I love art. And the adult coloring books, guys, it sounds overrated, but they actually work. So I'm going to do an adult coloring book haul video probably within the next week or so and give you guys kind of a quick rundown of what I do, how it helps, how I set the scene for that, you know, personal alone time, whether it's to meditate or whether it's to color, whether it's to play video games, just having your you time. Because just because you're home in this pandemic doesn't mean you're having you time. Just time not to worry about the media, not to worry about politics, news, you time. So we get to Best Buy. Now, on and off throughout the day, I noticed that one of my credit cards, well, I had 2 credit cards with me, both with the same bank. I noticed both cards for whatever reason. Now, guys, I'm fairly, in the past, teenage Emily, early 20s, Emily, did not walk around with a wallet. I walked around with all of my cards in a hair scrunchie because I did not like the long, female, big, bulky wallets. And I'm not the type of woman to carry a purse. And I hate carrying around a bag. So I never walked around with a wallet. I literally packed everything together, stuck it in my pocket, stuck it in my back pocket. On God, I never lost anything. Now, last Comic-Con, well, 2020 Comic-Con didn't happen. It was virtual. I think it was 2019 Comic-Con. I found this gem, okay? And it was literally the last one on the table. I wasn't thinking anything of it. I think I was actually looking for a wallet for somebody else. I think it was David. And I saw this wallet and it is perfect. So it has little Mickey Mouse, boom, has the cards. I don't have cash in here, but I could fold cash and I could like just stick it in here, and inside the slits, there are slits if I want to put, you know, coins or cash or anything like that. And sis is getting extra comfortable over here. Okay, you see her? Hi, Nala. Hi, Nala. Hi, Nala. Hi. Hello, Nala. My baby. Hello. Anyway. So all day, you know, it was in the back of my mind, it was kind of annoying, but all day, guys, all day long, the chip would not work. So I would insert the chip, and sometimes I'm light-handed, and sometimes I'm heavy-handed, right? So I'm trying to insert the chip, and for whatever reason, no matter what, it's like chip malfunction error, chip malfunction error. So I'm like, okay. And then it got to a point that David was trying for me, and it was the same thing. Put it this way, I kept putting in the chip so many times that the system was like, all right, just swipe. So I would swipe and it would work. However, when we got to Best Buy, and that's when we got the bulk of our stuff, because I said, you know what, we have a little extra money. Let's treat ourselves. Let's get ourselves, ooh, sweat stain. Let's get ourselves whatever we want to get, right? So I got my Echo for my Echo Show for the kitchen, which I've always wanted because sometimes I'm in the kitchen, I want to cook something, I have to grab my phone, I have egg hands, where I could just ask Alexa how to make something, and it just pops up on my screen. David wanted a headset for his Xbox. I found a game that I used to love for 20 bucks, and I bought a lamp for vlogging. So all in all, it was like about, I want to say a $200-something purchase between the headphones, the Echo, and I feel like there's something else I'm forgetting that's important that we bought, but I can't think of it. Anyway. Get to the register. Now, I hate when my card declines. It's one thing if the card isn't working, but when it declines, I just get this shudder of embarrassment. And I think it was just the way I was raised that I get so embarrassed and like so like spotlight light on, oh my goodness, my card is declined. So, card gets declined one too many times. Call the bank. Call the bank right away. They're like, we're on it. We got it. We see that the chip has been bothering you all day. We're going to send you express mail, a replacement card. Don't you worry. So I was like, can I use the card now? Because I'm literally sitting here like a bozo trying to swipe, and it's not working. So she was like, oh, go ahead. You're probably going to have to swipe, but use it. Fine, no problem. So now it's starting to get cold out. So all of these places are pumping heat. And I don't want to underdress because that's how COVID gets you. It'll be 50 degrees one day, 60 degrees another day, 70 degrees another way. Following day, it's 20 degrees. And here you are outside in a hoodie and pants, and you're freezing, you're frozen. So here I am with a hoodie, a coat. I'm a distance from home. So I wanted to make sure I was prepared, and I don't want to get sick. I'm high risk. We were never 100% confirmed. We have not yet, but we will, and probably the near future when things start to calm down. David and I will take antibodies test because I believe we did have COVID at one point. David is an essential worker, so when the city shut down, he was still commuting back and forth to work, and then he had all the symptoms, and one day he just went from 100 to 30. He was down for a good week. He was so sick, and then shortly after, I got sick with the same symptoms. So, we just wanted to make sure that, you know, we were prepared, we were bundled up, we didn't get caught out there, because who's trying to get sick? So, Now I leave Best Buy and I'm all like hot and bothered and somewhat annoyed, but trying to keep positive. And then I feel like this throbbing right here. I got a migraine from hell when I tell you, pure, utter hell. Luckily, Best Buy was our second to last stop. All we had to stop at was Staples. And the only reason why I wanted to stop at Staples was I wanted to get us some poster board, like foam boards. I want us to do vision boards for 2021. 2020 has, and again, another vlog in the making. 2020 has been a great, when I say great, I mean great as in we're grateful. We both have our health. We did not lose anybody immediate to us or close to us due to this virus. Our family and friends were safe. Some did contract the virus. However, you know, they took precautions and they were safe and they managed to beat it. Our cat was, you know, nice and happy and healthy, and we didn't have to go to the vet and brave outside for anything for her. She was happy and content. And the main milestone of 2020 was we got engaged. So, you know, we had a lot to be grateful for this year, and I celebrate. So, don't remember where I was going with the whole grateful speech, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't sound stuck up and rude. So, migraine from hell. Go to Staples. We go to Staples. I pick up the, light bulb. There it was. So we want to make vision boards for what we want in 2021. That was essentially the goal, to get some foam board, to get some stencils, any additional markers, color pencils for the coloring and the art that I've been working on, anything as such. So I suffer from migraines. I knew I had a migraine because I did not drink enough water that day. And I have my water bottle and I drink my water, you know, all day, every day. I drink easily maybe 1 gallon to 2 gallons of water a day. If not, maybe 1 gallon to 1.5 gallons a day. I drink so much water. Behind me is my work from home station. I literally sit there and drink water, take calls, work from home. I'm used to drinking water, and that day being out and about and forgetting the water bottle at home and not stopping to drink water because you're covered in a mask all day, I did not feel the need to drink water until my head felt like somebody was kicking me with Tim's. So God's plan right outside of Staples was a Panera. I love Panera. So we go to Staples, we get our Panera, you know, we go home. The headache festered. When I tell you the migraine festered, usually I could pop 2 ibuprofen, drink a ton of water, it's gone. The migraine festered so much to the point that I considered going to the ER. It was so bad. Now, when I say going to the ER, I am not a wuss, guys. I have a high tolerance for pain, but I suffer from migraines. I had surgery when I was 15, hence this bald spot. And ever since, the migraines have just been down. So they've just been down, 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 down. They come all the time. Some days are better than others, but usually I'm able to pinpoint what causes the migraine. So checked my blood pressure, have a machine here at home. No matter what, the blood pressure was normal, which I was like, you sure? Blood pressure was normal, and it just wouldn't calm down. And all the stuff for home remedies, I just didn't have much of. I didn't have any peppermint oil. I had tea, but I didn't feel like making it. It was just this whole ordeal. Anyway, fast forward to Monday. So now I said, okay, snowstorm is coming. Let's make something yummy and hearty and amazing. She still hasn't moved, by the way. You see her? She's now like falling asleep. How am I supposed to rip the presents? And I feel like if I pull, she'll get up and she'll bother me. So this will be a semi-wrap with me, I guess. Or see, maybe she'll. So I decide, okay, I'm gonna make chili from scratch. I've done it before. It came out amazing. Let's make it again. So go to supermarket, get all the stuff to make it from scratch. Instead of ground beef, I made it with ground turkey, so it was slightly healthier. Anything that said, any part of the recipe that said add salt, didn't add salt. Just trying to watch, you know, I don't have an issue, but it runs in my family. Trying to lose some weight and also, you know, just trying to eat healthier. I'm making the chili. I prep everything. David's on his Xbox. and I just hear like struggle. I hear, you know, there's a disturbance in the force. I hear something is wrong. So I'm just like, okay, what's up? What's happening? And he said that the microphone for the headphones that he bought was static. And the person on the other end couldn't hear him. He could hear the person, but the other person couldn't hear him. It's static, you know. He could play his game, but he prefers to do, you know, the online speaking to people, doing the chat, was having this issue. His go-to was to set the headphones up for service. I work in customer service, and if I bought something not even 72 hours ago, I'm not going to put it in for service. I'm going to exchange it. Well, Tuesdays are the days that everything has to be like fast. And I really didn't want to make a trip to Best Buy on a Tuesday because usually we're getting ready to get him ready for the week. I'm getting ready to start my work week, etc. And it's funny because we ended up going to Best Buy today anyway. But something told me, listen, let's just take care of this now. It's early. They're still open. Call Best Buy. See if Best Buy... Let's see if she'll let me. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see if Best Buy has it in stock. Well, that was a total dub because they didn't even try to answer the phone. So, we make a trip to Best Buy. Now, call the Uber. Uber's 1 minute away. I'm out the house. I'm in the hallway already. We live in an apartment. I'm in the hallway already. And David goes, he swings the door open. He doubles back, grabs a bottle of hand sanitizer, and lets the door close behind him. Why am I upset, guys? Because we have slam locks and David had no keys. Now, the last time I was locked out of a house, I was not even in double digits. I was still young. And the thing is that why did I get upset? And, you know, I've grown as a person, guys, because when I tell you my instant reaction, old Emily, and we'll get into this, old Emily would have just lost her sugar honey iced tea. I would have just lost it, right? Because I'm like, I know it's a pandemic, but why the hell would you grab the hand sanitizer and not grab your keys? And all of this because we're returning a pair of headphones. Like, but he was so angry that I just couldn't react. So, you know, I was angry and I was trying to hold it. And I'm sure, you know, the universe and strangers among us could tell how angry I was. And come on now. I'm not gonna fight. Ha ha, have backup. So I was super annoyed and frustrated. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to rise above. And he was just ranting and raving about I couldn't believe it. How much is this going to cost? Now, just to give you guys some quick, like, you know, background info. My mother lives 15, 20 minutes away by car. She has a set of keys. My mother-in-law lives 30 minutes away. She has keys. So we had a means of getting into our apartment, and the crock pot was now on a warm setting, so I didn't have to worry about anything torching. There were no candles. She was home alone, but there was no, like, big stink about it. Just the simple fact of how in God's green earth are we either going to get to Mother A or Mother B to get keys, or what are we going to do in terms of our neighborhood? So I'm like, listen, one thing at a time. Let's just get to our destination. Let's do what we have to do. Would not stop talking about it. So now I'm getting to the point that I'm losing my patience, right? So I kept it cool. Kudos to me. I kept it cool. And we got to Best Buy, and he's like, then it became a debate on the headphones. And then that's when I was just like, no, I'm not debating over the headphones. Go on YouTube while you're here. Compare, contrast, whether you want the same ones, Maybe it's just a bad batch. Maybe you want a different one. Just pick a headphone. I'm gonna call our management, our building management, and see what the options are. Then, you know, it was just, I asked him, I said, do you think getting locked out of your house is a security emergency? He told me no. I begged to differ. I was like, you know what? I feel like it is, but, you know, woman's intuition, I'm gonna go with my gut. So I walked away from the headphones because I said, this is not the kind of debate I want to have at Best Buy, being so festered with what's going on. So call building management. They were like, if this is a security emergency, oh, bye, Nala. If this is a security emergency, press 1. I pressed 1. This dispatch gets on the phone and they're like, such and such and such dispatch. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry to bother you. Not sure if I have the right number. However, I am locked out of my apartment. Would that be considered a security emergency? So the lady's like, of course. And I'm like, say less. I am locked out of my apartment. So she was like, okay, what's your apartment number? Okay, are you on the lease? Okay, you know, all these, you know, security things. Because David's go-to was like, hey, we may have to suck it up and go to see my mom, or you may have to suck it up and go see your mom. I really didn't want to lecture for my mother, hence why I didn't want to go. And plus, I knew she had just gotten home from work. And I'm like, damn, like, you know, she just parked her car. How would I look? Hey, I was going to Best Buy. My priorities are not in order. I'm locked out of my apartment. Do you think you could, like, stop your life and come to me? Even though I know that's what it's for, I still didn't want to ask. So, any hoozle. I go, I tell him, well, FYI, it is a security emergency. It costs $50. They attach it to your rent for the next month, and an officer comes and escorts you into the apartment. So I told her I wasn't home. She said, hey, you know, when you're like an hour out, go ahead and call us back, and we will send an officer over. So I waited until I was 10 minutes out because I'm like, it's definitely not going to take an hour. And pull up in the Uber coming home. The man finally got the headphones. Fine. Get in front of the building. Now I'm standing in front of the building because I want to make sure I actually see an officer. So I'm standing in front of the building. David's like, you're not cold. Now, guys, in all fairness, it was maybe 50 degrees, if not the high 40s. It was cold, but it wasn't like, you know, fever cold. It wasn't like cold. No, it was a little nippy, but we were dressed for it. Why I didn't want to go upstairs? Now, again, just for background, the representative on the phone said I could go upstairs, that they had access to the lobby. They would meet me at my door, but I didn't want to miss them. I don't know, like something told me just to stand outside, and I went with my gut. So I'm standing outside. I'm standing outside the apartment, and this man just complained one too many times. This man came into the building, so we were able to get into the lobby. So now we're standing outside of the apartment. Now, I didn't want to stand outside of the apartment door because I look like a bozo. Everybody on this floor knows I live here, and we're just standing outside of the apartment in our coats like we're waiting for somebody to come out and surprise us. I didn't want to do that. Number one, it was embarrassing. Number two, I didn't want Nala to hear us, because if she hears us and hears us outside and knows that we're not coming in, she's going to meow. And guys, technically, we're not supposed to have Nala. So when I first moved here, David lived here before me. I moved in with David. When I first moved here, it seemed like they were really strict about pets. They were like, absolutely not, no pets. But as time passed, I would come out of the elevator and I would hear woof, woof, bark, bark, meow, 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 meow. So everybody left and right started getting dogs. And David and I, you know, I grew up with dogs. I love dogs. I never had a cat. I grew up around cats, but never actually had a cat. We decided that we were going to adopt a cat because she is low maintenance. And, you know, not that we could leave her alone, but we have left her alone. And we know she'll take care of herself. And, you know, God forbid things appear, she will take care of things. So I ran it by my therapist and she said I could technically declare Nala as an emotional support pet. So I said, worst case scenario, I would have that going for me, but I didn't want the cops to see her. Well, sure enough, my fiance wants to stand outside of the door, and I don't know if I dropped something or he said something or somebody laughed. She started to hear us. So she started to meow. So here it is 30 minutes later. Put it this way, it was way past the length of this vlog, okay? So now we're standing outside and David's like, do you want to call? Now I'm getting annoyed because I'm like, okay, we're in this situation because of you. I'm being positive. I called the people because we're locked out because of you, because I'm trying to be positive. I tell you, you know, this is how much it's going to cost. We're okay. We're in the clear because of you, because you did this. And now here we are and you're still finding a way to river dance on my last nerve. So I was like, no, you're going to call. So he calls. The lady's like, the officer will be there any minute. Next thing you know, we hear the police radios coming out the elevator. We're like, oh my God, you know, they're actually officers. So they're looking at us like we just robbed a 7-year-old. They're looking at us like, you know, like, I'm like, why are you staring at me? Like, I didn't lock myself out of your apartment. So I'm like, oh, hello, how you doing? And they're like, oh, hello. So they were like, you're both locked out of the apartment? And in my mind, I'm like, duh. And so David jumped in and he's like, yeah, you know, we were both rushing out the house. We both left our keys. So, which the reason why, guys, I know you're thinking, why didn't you have your keys, Em? And I know what you're thinking, guys, but let's just keep it a buck. My keys are like janitor keys. The keys to this apartment is a mail key, 2 locks, and a fob for the lobby. It's already 4 things, okay? Like my nice fingers. That's 4 things. Then to my parents' house, I have a mail key, a garage key, a front door key, 3 locks on, no, I'm sorry, 2 locks on their door, 5 keys. At what point do you become janitor key status? And then I got bike lock key. And then I have like another miscellaneous key to some other thing. And I always feel the need to walk around with these keys because I'm like, God forbid I need to get into my mother's house if I'm somewhere and my mother's keys are at home. It's like, oh, I gotta go all the way home and get the key and come back. So there was a reason. Is it a good reason? I don't know. Anyway, back to where we were. So the officer looks at us, puts his key in the door, and I'm thinking he's gonna put his key in the door and then let David take over the knob. No, he opened the door, pushed, like he unlocked the door, pushed the door in and proceeded to stand there. And I guess like looking back on it, I was like, okay, it's probably a security thing. Like what if somebody doesn't want us in the house and like they locked us out for their safety? I guess they wanted to see if like somebody will jump out like, help me, like I don't know. But who's at the door? Okay, so now I'm like, oh my gosh, that's it. We've been had. There's now a warrant out for her arrest. We're not supposed to have her. So one of the officers fell madly in love with her. He's like, what kind of cat is she? You know, can I pet her? And, you know, Nala just, you know, ate it up like spiced ham. She was like, oh, hi, I'm Nala. You know, I know they're not supposed to have me, but do you want to pet me? I offer it for free. So, you know, one of the officers wasn't really crazy about her because of her long hair. But, the other officer was asking about her breed and like, you know, we have her trained so well. She knows when to come in and out the house. She's very social for a cat. So of course the whole night I had anxiety because I'm like, oh my goodness, are they going to report that we have her? You know, what are they going to do? David's like, no, they're not, no, they're not, no, they're not, no, they're not. Get in the house. The house is fine. The chili's fine. Everything's fine. Side note, guys, got 1 gift wrapped. Everything's fine. Now, when I think about it now, I kind of laugh about it because I'm just like, hey, I can't believe we locked ourselves out of the house and here I am trying to do a good deed and we got locked out of the house, you know, trying to get the headphones fixed. Quick update, headphones work, everything's fine. Hello, Nala. Everything's fine. But it was just, you okay? She like fell. You know, it was just one of those extra things, you know? It was just one of those extra things, and it was just like, I can't believe this just happened. And yes, it did put us $50 in the hole. And then it was taking the Uber to Best Buy, taking it back. It was like, you know, all this money spent that we didn't have to spend. I mean, I am happy that his headphones work. I'm happy that we live in a system that, hey, 24 hours round the clock, somebody will come. Hey, if we're ever in a situation like that and we're that other person on that door for whatever reason that doesn't want somebody to come in, it's fixed. You know, they will make sure that an officer actually escorts us into our apartment. So I'm grateful for that. But it was just like, did we really just get locked out of our apartment? You know, two almost 30-year-olds got locked out of their apartment. And I know there's no age on it. I know that it happens. But it was just like one of those other things over the weekend. So now I was having a blast with this tissue paper. I am gonna go ahead and wrap one more gift, and I will see you guys on the next vlog. We are going to do a vlog very soon on the story of Nala. Oh no, you don't. You're not taking my tissue paper. Or putting hair on her clothes. And how she came on the scene. And we will see you guys on the next vlog. Again, we love you guys, and we will see you soon. Do you want to say bye? Do you want to say bye? Okay. I will say bye for her. Okay, bye.